Hey guys, welcome back to another NBA 2K17 My League rebuild. Today we are rebuilding the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat, they could be in a tough position in this upcoming season with Chris Bosh's health. See how well that goes, along with losing their star player in Dwayne Wade. So this is their roster right now. Their point guard, like their guard positions, it could be improved in my opinion. Their small forward position, they took a hit when Luol Deng and Joe Johnson left. But they also don't have a traditional backup center. Yes, they have Udonis Haslem and Willie Reed. But we're going to be looking to make some big moves to make this team. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make the playoffs in the first season, but with Chris Bosh and Hassan Whiteside in 2K especially, we might. All right, so this trade we are able to cook up. We get a backup point guard, even though we do have Beno Udrih, but Devin Harris, in my opinion, can be a better backup for us. And then Dwight Powell, who we can move over to that center position. We could not get rid of any draft picks for just straight up like this, and they do agree. So we'll change Dwight Powell's position to center, and hopefully he doesn't go down all the way. He probably will. He's a 74. As long as he doesn't go down too much, we should be good here. Let's see. 73, not that bad in my opinion. We need a traditional backup center, and I wouldn't classify him as a traditional backup center, but he's better than Josh McRoberts, and maybe now we could get some playing time for Willie Reed, and we'll see what happens. Our shooting guard position's pretty questionable, and then our backup for the small forwards as well. So we'll go up until trade deadline, and if we're losing, then we'll do another trade. Man, going into trade deadline, we aren't looking so good. I think this is by far the worst record we've ever had in the rebuilds that we've done so far in NBA 2K17. I checked earlier, Goran Dragic was hurt, and now it looks like Hassan Whiteside's hurt. Do we have any more injuries? We do. Torn ACL, Dion Waiters, stress fracture to Tyler Johnson. I see why you guys tell me to turn off the injuries, but I just recorded my Houston Rockets one, so I'll take your feedback for this one. And I'll see if you guys want me to like lower the injury ratings just a little bit, because this is getting kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't know, the first two rebuilds that I did, they weren't this bad. Like, guys are going out for months and seasons now. Like, now our shooting guard position is completely dead. Ah, man, I thought the center position would be a problem, but at this rate, I don't think we're making the playoffs. And not gonna lie, this is what the Miami Heat's record could look like in this upcoming season. That's a pretty scary thought. If Goran Dragic goes down with injury, or Chris Bosh or Whiteside, if one of those three guys goes down with injuries, that team is over, and it's a hopefully a quick rebuild team, as we are not in the playoffs because things just went wrong. You know, injuries happened, guys tore their ACL, guys were out for multiple months, and we just couldn't do it. So the Cleveland Cavaliers are able to two-peat. So I mean, I'd be more than happy to do this trade because nobody in the draft is a high 86 overall like Kemba Walker. Plus we lose Goran Dragic, who's been declining. Let's see if they do that, and they do. Okay, so we give up our third overall draft pick and Goran Dragic for Kemba Walker. Not that bad, considering once you drop off from the elite point guards, Kemba Walker is like at that end, especially in 2K. So unfortunately we couldn't get a 90 overall. We were able to get Kemba Walker, who's super close to being a 90 overall. Anyways, he's 86. But here's a nice trade for us to dump some salary and get some better overall, even same overall. And Jeremy Grant from the Philadelphia 76ers, we dump some salaries here off at the Sixers compound, and we get Jeremy Grant and a second round draft pick, which we don't have any use for, but you know, just bolstering up our lineup now. And now we don't have a backup center again, so maybe we could try to go for a backup center in the offseason. In the offseason, we were able to come up with this. Obviously, we traded for Kemba Walker. We signed Dennis Schroeder, who I thought would be a little higher overall, and I'm not sure why he's kind of reclining already. He's only 23 years old. That's pretty weird. And then Dion Waiters, we're looking to trade Dion as fast as possible. I like our small forward position. Our power forward position is okay, and our backup centers are, you know, decent as well. I just hope we don't take a hit. I think our biggest improvement we could possibly do is that shooting guard position, and we'll see what happens there once Dion Waiters gets healthy. So we're not going to be doing any trades until trade deadline in Season 2, because I feel like the offseason is where we splurge out.
but we can't do anything either, considering Deion Waiters is hurt, and I feel like he has a little bit of value. And a few of our players that we signed, we can't trade away just yet, considering we just signed them. And Tyler Johnson, man, this man's getting no minutes. What? That's what happens when he goes out for months, apparently. We'll fix this right now. So we're coming up on trade deadline, and we have an even worse record than we did in the first year. I don't know how that's possible, but we'll simulate this last. I think this is the trade deadline. Would you like to stop? Today's trade, would you like to stop simulating and make offers? Yes. So we can't get past this date. And unfortunately, we have some more injuries. Chris Bosh is recovering. And Deion Waiters, he's a 67 overall, man. That's what happens when you miss an entire year tearing your ACL. You get thrown into the bottom of the rotation and don't get any minutes, man. These injuries are a lot right now, so we'll see if we get rid of Deion Waiters. Even Tyler Johnson, he's nowhere near the overall he should be. In a series of unfortunate events, this is probably the best trade for the Miami Heat moving forward. We lose Deion Waiters, Russ Smith, and Tyler Johnson, who unfortunately Deion Waiters and Tyler Johnson's overall just took the biggest dump of their life once they got injured. So we get Norman Powell, who's at this point a better player than Deion Waiters and Tyler Johnson, and then Ty Lawson, who could be a good backup. So we might trade Dennis Schroeder if things come to it. But I like Norman Powell as a backup. Unfortunately, he's better than Tyler Johnson at this point. So so this was I think the original trade here. So there you go. There you go, Raptors. Have fun with Tyler Johnson and Deion Waiters, who tore their ACL. So man, hopefully now with this lineup that we have going on, we have a lot of guys decreasing for some odd reason. I guess Hassan Whiteside's windows of opportunity are closing, considering he is 28 years old. That's not the youngest player you could be to be leading a team, especially as a center, man. I don't know. Centers age fast, in my opinion, unless you're Tim Duncan or Dirk Nowitzki. But yeah, hopefully we can start winning now. A worse record than last season. Hopefully we can have a better record overall, but I don't think we're going to make the playoffs unless we have a big turnaround of events. It's going to be hard to even get that 8th seed. We're actually, no, never mind. We're only 8 games behind, but we got to start winning. We're not winning. Yeah, we picked up a winning streak way too close to the end of the season, and for the second year in a row, we did not make the playoffs. That might be a record. That just shows you the career, or not career ending, but season ending injuries really played a huge factor, because going forward, I thought Deion Waiters and Tyler Johnson would be key pieces to doing this rebuild, but unfortunately I had to trade them away because of the injuries that completely derailed their overall. So in the offseason, we were able to sign some, key free agents, in my opinion, to bolster up the bench. We were able to re-sign Norman Powell and Josh Richardson, and also Patrick McCaw, another young player. So our shooting guard position is filled with young players, while our small forward position, on the other hand, we got a guy back named Joe Johnson, who, is a veteran, and he'll be coming off the bench. So Udonis Haslem retired, and now we're stuck with some odd backups that we might want to get rid of. And but other than that, this is a pretty good team, and I'd be surprised if this team doesn't make it to the NBA Finals, because unless injuries, man, injuries really derail this series. I tell you, and I don't think there's a way to not completely turn off injuries, but make them less frequent. I know there's the career-ending injuries. Maybe if I turn that slider down, maybe then that means there would be less, ACL tears. That'd be great if that was the case. But I'll definitely take your feedback moving forward here. And I don't think we could trade Willie Weed. Yeah, we can't trade Willie Reed yet, but we can trade Andrew Nicholson. So we'll wait until he becomes available, probably at trade deadline, and we'll see what we could do there. But this is a nice starting five, if I do say so myself. Maybe the only position that could be improved is the shooting guard position to be an 80 overall, but I mean he's almost there. And plus we got some good young guys anyways. Alright, so trade deadline is upon us, and we actually have a 34-23 record, which is good, which is our best record with this Miami Heat team. because the injuries, man. The injuries really derailed us. And speaking of injuries, please, no injuries. Only one to Patrick McCaw, and he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, though. I mean, luckily he was the third string shooting guard, but still, I'm kind of tired of these injuries, man. I'm kind of tired of all these injuries that keep limiting our team. I mean, injuries are a real thing in real life, but is this often? This big too? So we won't be doing any trades considering we are winning. I feel like I don't want to mess up the chemistry because it's at 95% right now. We did make the playoffs. We are the 3rd seed. No. Okay. I freaked out a little bit too much. Luckily, they're just day-to-day injuries, and we're gonna hope that we're able to win games in this playoffs as a 3rd seed. We shouldn't be losing to the Magic first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? They're the Magic. Oh my God, dude, who do the Magic have? Are we injured again? No, we're good. We're good. But the Magic have Victor. Oh, they got their boy Victor Oladipo back. Aaron Gordon. Okay, it's like they never pulled off that Serge Ibaka trade. Okay, so this team just has all their young guys. If they kept their young guys, this is where the Magic would be. So game 3, we win that one. Oh, game 4. I can't count. Game 5, we win that. And then they win game 6. It's a pivotal game 7. 41-41. We should be able to win this. And we do. Patty Mills is there. So let's see what we're able to do against this Pacers team. We won the first 2. Can we win the 3rd? And we do. Can we sweep? Can we sweep the Pacers? We do. Wow. That's a surprise. After our fight against the Magic, you would expect the Pacers to win a few games, but they do not. And then the 8th seed Philadelphia 76ers, they're essentially sweeping the Cavs, the Bulls. Who does this team have? I don't understand that. They had Carmelo, but he's out. He's out for 1 to 2 weeks. How are they winning unless he recently got injured? But we should be able to take care of this team. And they win. They win the first game. Luckily, we win the second. They win the 3rd, dude. What is this team made out of? They win the 4th. Man, Carmelo's out too, though. We should be having no trouble with this team. And we're forcing a game 7, luckily, against this team. Let's look at the box score. Carmelo's back, though. Okay. I thought Carmelo would be out. But when did he come back? He came back. He might have came back game 6. He came back game 5 and then game 6. Moment of truth right here. Winning against Philadelphia 76ers, who could have been a possible 8th seed in the NBA Finals. That would have been crazy. That would have been absolutely crazy. And we go up against the Nuggets. Wow, Carmelo could have won against his old team, the Denver Nuggets. But they beat the Warriors. Are we that bad, dude? I mean, we went to 7-0-7, and then we'll see how well this goes. We win the 3rd or 4th, and can we end it? And we do. So we win 7-0-7 and then 5. Man, that was a weird road to get to the NBA Finals, but we did it, and we were able to win the Miami Heat, their 4th championship in their organization, and their first one out of 3 years, just because of the injuries, man. The injuries really affected us, but this team got it done, and I'm really happy that we were able to rebuild. These rebuilds seem to get more and more difficult with these injuries, though. So let me know about that if you want to see it turned off, and I shall talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.